What the hell is going on?
His GOP rivals call him unhinged and offensive. The White House says the comments could damage America's security. Donald Trump standing by to respond live here this morning.
The FBI reveals the terrorist couple were radicalized for more than a year before their deadly attack. The focus now on their friend who bought those high-powered guns, and exclusive new details about what happened inside that conference room. We hear firsthand from this survivor saved by a hero co-worker.
And he just put his arm around me. I said, I got you.
Only on GMA this morning.
Also this morning, caught on camera, a train smashes into a car at a railroad crossing, how it got stuck, and how the driver got out just in the nick of time.
Would you welcome the Eagles of Death Metal?
And standing tall, the Eagles of Death Metal, soaring on stage in Paris last night, joining U2 and rocking the city alight in an emotional and powerful return.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America, those comments by Donald Trump causing such an uproar overnight, calling for a complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering America, shaking up the campaign, sending shockwaves overseas as well. We've been tracking all the reaction all through the night.
And a GOP frontrunner joins us live in just a moment to respond this morning. You'll be talking to Donald Trump in a moment. But first, ABC's Tom Llamas starts us off with the details on what Donald Trump said and what is being said about him. Good morning, Tom.
Robin, good morning to you. Trump's plan comes at an interesting point in this campaign. Two polls out of Iowa show a very different race, one with Trump on top, the other with Senator Cruz in first place. But now with this plan, the headlines only have one name, Trump. For those that couldn't believe it or didn't understand, overnight, Donald Trump said it loud and clear.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Trump arguing because of national security, Muslims are no longer welcome in America.
We have no idea who's coming into our country. We have no idea if they love us or if they hate us. We have no idea if they want to bomb us.
And Trump promising if elected, some Muslims in the U.S. will feel the pressure.
Yes, we have to look at mosques. We have no choice. We have to see what's happening. Because something is happening in there. Man, there's anger. There's anger.
The Council on American Islamic Relations calling Trump un-American.
Donald Trump sounds more like a leader of a lynch mob than a great nation like ours.
Trump's Muslim ban also has him finding more enemies than friends within his own party. Former Vice President Dick Cheney slamming Trump.
I think this whole notion that somehow we can just say no more Muslims, just ban a whole religion, goes against everything we stand for and believe in.
And no support for Trump from his GOP rivals.
He is preying on the fears of the American people. It is called rabble-rousing.
Senators Rubio and Cruz, Dr. Carson and Jeb Bush all condemning the plan. Bush calling him unhinged. Rubio calling his statements offensive and outlandish. Governor Chris Christie calling it ridiculous.
This is the kind of thing that people say when they have no experience and don't know what they're talking about.
And on the other side, Hillary Clinton also weighing in, putting out this tweet last night. This is reprehensible, prejudiced, and divisive. Donald Trump, you don't get it. This makes us less safe. But we should also note David Brody, who covers politics for the Christian Broadcasting Network, predicting Trump's poll numbers will go up with evangelical voters because of this plan. George.
Okay, Tom, we will see. And now let's talk to Mr. Trump himself. He joined us by the phone. Donald Trump, thank you for joining us again this morning. You've heard that chorus of condemnation, not only from Hillary Clinton, from a lot of Republicans as well, including the chair of the New Hampshire Republican Party. She says it's un-Republican, unconstitutional, un-American. Do you have any second thoughts at all that you may have gone too far?
Well, first of all, George, she's a Bush person, and she wants to see Bush, and Bush has crashed like nobody's ever seen anyone crash before. We have had tremendous support. We've had calls in, thousands and thousands of people. You saw last night, we were on a ship. There were thousands of people there. There were thousands of people outside that couldn't get in. And frankly, it was a standing ovation that wouldn't stop. People, and you did polls. I mean, people went and interviewed the people that were at my speech last night, and they just want to see something happen.
So no second thoughts.
We had the World Trade Center. We had the pre-World Trade Center. Remember, a lot of people forget now. They tried to blow it up twice. We had so many other incidents, and we had now the last incident in California. Now it turns out that $28,000 was deposited into this punk's safe, account, probably given by some people that we are fighting. Something has to be done. And if you look at what I'm saying...
Well, let me stop you right there. Excuse me for a second. Let me just stop you right there. Tell us how it's going to work if you indeed are going to get this done. Unlikely that it could pass Congress, even if it did, likely to be found unconstitutional. So how will you actually do this?
What I'm doing is I'm calling very simply for a shutdown of Muslims entering the United States. And here's a key: until our country's representatives can figure out what is going on. They don't know.
How would you stop them from entering the United States?
The other night with a speech that nobody still knows. I tweeted out, "Is that all there is?" He didn't say anything. He doesn't know what's going on. And we have people in this country that want to blow up our country. You know it, and so do I. The polls have come out, and various polls I quoted, where 25% of those polls agree that the violence against Americans here in the United States is justified. And they're looking at the jihad.
But, sir...
And they want a global jihad. Now, George, we can take it sitting back. You will have many more World Trade Centers. It'll only get worse. You look at Paris, and I'm not talking about the horrible carnage that took place. Paris is no longer the same city. They have areas in Paris where the police refuse to go, George.
Sir, I understand.
To go there because it's so dangerous.
I understand what you're saying there,
and there's no
sir.
law and order. We don't want that for our country, George. We have to figure it out.
But tell me how this is going to work. If an American citizen travels overseas, they're Muslim, they cannot come back?
No, they can come back. If we're talking about all good people, and this is not only, but if a person is a Muslim, it goes overseas and comes back, they can come back. They're a citizen. That's different. But we have to figure things out. We didn't know. Look at this case of the bombing and the killing, the carnage, where he had bombs all over his apartment, and people knew it, and they didn't want to call the police. They knew there was a problem because they didn't want to racially profile him. Now, I actually don't believe that. I think these people knew what was going on. I think they're using that as an excuse. They didn't want to racially. But did you ever hear of anything so stupid? They didn't want to call the police because they didn't want to be calling them. They didn't want to racially profile. Look, George, we have problems in this country. We have people that want to blow up our buildings, our cities, and we have to figure out what's going on. Something is happening that's not good.
You're still not telling me.
I will tell you, this proposal has been met by intelligent people with great popularity. Now, George, let me just finish off by saying it is a period of time. It's until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Well, the question is, how would they figure out what was going on, and how would you know that people are Muslims that are coming into the country? And that is, it's not on any passport in the world. And you say you have a lot of support. Cover of the Philadelphia Daily News right now. I want to show it to our viewers right now. It shows the new furor over Donald Trump, showing you raising your hand in a pretty demonstrative gesture. And we have from Ibrahim Hooper of the Council on American Islamic Relations saying, are we talking internment camps? Are we talking the final solution to the Muslim question? I feel like I'm back in the 30s. You're increasingly being compared to Hitler. Does that give you any pause at all?
No, because what I'm doing is no different than what FDR's solution for Germans, Italians, Japanese, many years ago.
So you're for internment camps?
This is a president who was highly respected by all. He did the same thing. If you look at what he was doing, it was far worse. I mean, he was talking about the Germans because we're at war. We are now at war. We have a president that doesn't want to say that, but we are now at war.
I've got to press you on that, sir. So you're praising FDR there. I take it you're praising the setting up of internment camps for Japanese during World War II?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Take a look at presidential proclamations 25, 25, 25, 26, and 25, 27, having to do with alien Germans, alien Italians, alien Japanese. I mean, what they did, they stripped them of their naturalization proceedings. They went through a whole list of things. They couldn't go 5 miles from their homes. They weren't allowed to use radios, flashlights. I mean, take a look at what FDR did many years ago, and he's one of the most highly respected presidents by I mean, respected by most people. They
And
named highways after him.
You want to bring back policies like that?
No, I don't want to bring it back, George, at all. I don't like doing it at all. It's a temporary measure until our representatives, many of whom are grossly incompetent, until our representatives can figure out what's going on. We just had a case where people were killed, many people were killed. We're going to have many more cases like that. We had somebody in this country that shouldn't be in. She came in, he came in, they were radicalized, they were looking at doing something. Miraculously, yesterday they found $28,000 just put into his account. Just put into his account. He was paid a lot of money, just put in. Where did that money come from, George? I'll bet you'll be surprised to find out where.
Sir,
there are many, many other people like him in this country right now.
more than 25% of the world are Muslims. Aren't you concerned at all that you're going to make the United States a pariah nation and play right into ISIS's hands?
George, if you look at Paris, France, if you look at London, if you look at some of these cities where they had open arms, you can't even. Paris is a good example. Not only the carnage. You take a look at Paris. The real Paris is a different Paris than the City of Lights that you read about. They have areas in Paris where it is so radicalized and so vicious. I told you that the police refuse to go there. They will not go there. That's what's going to happen with our country.
So one more time, no second thoughts. Any Muslim coming into the United States is banned for now until the United States can figure out how this is going to go. How long do you expect this to go on?
I hope it will go quickly. I hope we can figure it out. But we have to look at people. We have to use vigilance in our country, or we're going to have many more World Trade Centers, and our country will never be the same. We will have many, many more World Trade Centers. As sure as you're sitting there, our country will never be the same. And you just said it. Until our country's representatives can figure out what is going on, we have no choice but to do this, George.
Donald Trump, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, George, going to bring in ABC's Martha Raddatz on this. Martha, you just heard what Donald Trump was saying, standing firmly behind what he said about not allowing any Muslims to enter the U.S. How do you feel this will impact the election?
Well, Donald Trump has said so many things that people believe are outrageous and think the remarks will do him in, and yet his poll numbers have risen. But I don't think he has been as strongly criticized by nearly all candidates as he has been on these comments. But look at last night. He was cheered by his supporters. He is touching a chord with them. He is playing into their fears.
And George touched on this with Donald Trump. You are our chief global affairs correspondent. You travel the world. This is going to have an impact globally, will it not?
It is, Robin. Worldwide reaction from leading Muslim organizations around the world this morning is frankly shock and outrage. Words like disgraceful, racist are being hurled back at Trump. There are also questions about how in the world he could make this happen. As George said, if he were president, would he keep Muslim sports teams out of the country? How about Malala, the young Nobel Prize-winning Pakistani girl shot in the face by the Taliban who's been fighting for girls' education? Or how about King Abdullah from Jordan, who is fighting ISIS? Experts will tell you this plays right into what ISIS wants. The more Muslims feel alienated, the more ISIS feels they can recruit them. The more that America appears to be targeting Muslims, not just radical Muslims, you can be sure ISIS would put that in their social media campaign, Robin.
All right, Martha, we certainly haven't heard the last from this.
Yeah, you have got to believe this is a defining moment of the campaign, reverberations for months. But as you say, not backing down.
Not at all.
At all. We're going to turn now to the investigation of the husband and wife terrorists. The FBI is grilling the friend and neighbor who bought their high-powered weapons and tracking that suspicious activity in the killer's bank account that Mr. Trump referenced. ABC's Brian Ross is here with the latest. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, George. Federal authorities tell ABC News they are pursuing leads that could result in charges being brought against possible other accomplices in the attack. And authorities are also examining an unusually large deposit made into Syed Farook's bank account in the weeks before the attacks.
The FBI says it has surveillance tape of the two killers taking target practice at locations around the Los Angeles area.
That target practice in one occasion was done within days of this event.
An instructor at this range said the FBI sees surveillance tape of Syed Farook shooting his assault rifle on his own.
He was here by himself.